What's up, YouTube? Sherwin here. I haven't uploaded in some time, and I apologize for that. I just have been really busy lately, and I guess every time that I'm not busy, I'm either streaming or playing Magic or what have you. And I really should be playing more than I have been, but I haven't. So, well, I shouldn't. I should have been uploading more than I have been, but I haven't had time to upload. I've been really trying to get. I guess I don't know. I'm. I tell everyone I'm trying to put Merfolk on the map, but I mean, it's fine. Merfolk is fine. It is. Despite what I may tell you in person, Merfolk is fine. It's not the best deck ever, but it's a good deck. I will say good. And I just have a lot of really rough streaks with it a lot, and I just want to throw it against a wall sometimes. But I think that's kind of normal um, in decks, really. It's kind of normal. It's kind of Magic variance. So maybe it's just not that Merfolk is bad. It's just more like I'm not. I mean, of course, I could always play better, but I just feel like everyone has these streaks and such, and I think Merfolk is fine. Merfolk does this job. You can win RCQs with Merfolk. There was a list that won an RCQ, and I got a 5-0 with it, so that's also kind of why I'm here today. I have, over the past couple weeks, I've finally managed to get two 5-0s. I'm pretty excited about that, and today I'm going to be sharing gameplay of my latest 5-0. I would show you my first one, but I think that deck is a little bit outdated. I can show you. I'm not so much outdated. It's only a couple cards different, but here I'll show you. So the one that is this is the one. This is my what I got my first 5-0 with. This one, I also got 11th at an event at the doghouse with this, but that doesn't really count. We don't talk about that. um, but yeah, here it plays the two curve catchers. It's kind of a curve filler. I feel like um, it's kind of like it really is matchup dependent and what you expect to see. That's why it's so hard to build Merfolk because it's always like you have the tools, but like it's like do you? It's like will you see the matchups that you want the tools that you have for them? Like there are times where subtlety can be bad. There are sets of draws against the decks that force of negation, for example, is good against that. It just doesn't get there. This stuff happens, right? So yeah, it really depends. Like you'd rather have Curse Catcher than tight, like a um, Dock Hand versus Murktide or Living End, for example. Like you'd rather have those cards, but it really is dependent on the matchups you expect, and that's why it's so difficult to do well with an online metagame because it's like so varied. There's you play against a lot of different decks. I'm gonna show you my I guess I can show you my chart here of all of the matchups I've played against. This isn't all necessarily Merfolk. This is just a broad overview of all the decks I've played against. You can see that Murktide, I play against Murktide the most. Not the best win rate against Murktide, grant you, but I think the matchup is evenish. I think it's evenish. It's a little. I might even, some people might even say it's in our favor, but I don't know. I'm not convinced that it's in our favor because like the hands where they just go Ragavan on turn one are just so strong. Like Ragavan with burn spell backup, it's so difficult to climb out of that. Um, so yeah, it's very difficult. But I find myself I find myself beating it. Of course, the data doesn't say that, but I feel like I've been beating it more lately. So yeah. But yeah, here by the list I actually 5 over recently though is this one. It is very similar to the one that won the RCQ. Um, but I changed a couple things. Oh, here it's actually this one right here. Yeah. So I changed a couple things. So I didn't. I played. Yeah, this is what I played. So I did play the Chalice's main board. I only did it like I only saw it game one like once maybe. But I do like I think this is a quite a valid build for if you're expecting a lot of Murktide or a lot of um, Living End and I don't know if they said they were expecting Fourth Color and this build was good against Fourth Color. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but I think I'd rather have the subtleties main deck for that kind of matchup. But yeah, I think this is a valid build. I didn't see Spellstutter Sprite in my league at all, so yeah, I mean this obviously isn't getting posted because already someone else already got posted instead of me. I missed both the postings actually, so but that's okay. That's fine. I know it's right here. There's a two here, so I know I did it. So, but yeah, yeah. Let's go over the games, I guess. But yeah, here this is the build. I think this isn't the build I'm gonna go with going forward. I think I would rather like I changed a few things. I added a third Dismember, added a third Relic. I put the fourth Subtlety back in. He was playing two Kira. He was playing four Spellstutter. A couple random things like he played another island over. I played the island. I think three is the perfect number of this of the Horizon land Canopy lands. I think that's probably the perfect number. I don't think I want Chalice mainboard. I like Chalice a lot, but I don't know if I want it mainboard. Even in my local meta, I don't even think Chalice is that good. So I think when I go play my RCQ in like a few weeks here, I'm probably gonna play two, but we'll see. I might even play Hercules because there's a lot of hammer in my hammer area, and I don't really typically like Hercules, but yeah, I might even consider playing Thieving Skydiver. Like I wouldn't play this kind of build online. I'm just kind of like spitballing because there's a lot of hammer and there's a lot of hammer and a lot of mid range at my local meta. So, but yeah, I think this is what I want to play going forward. I want to play something like this. I think I'm really decided. I really split on these spreading seas. I really like spreading seas, but I do board it out like probably 90% of the time. So I can see it being in the sideboard. It's just an extra thing for those Urza Saga matchups. So yeah, I think I want to play something like this. I probably even cut. Yeah, I'm probably gonna when I go to my local when I go to my tournament. I'm gonna see how much hammer there is. Well, I'm gonna see how much Jund there is. There's always an overabundance of Jund, so I think I'm just gonna cut this Chalice for the second Kira and see how that goes. So yeah, but yeah, this is probably what I'm gonna play. You can see I put the Chalices in the sideboard and I put the Subtleties back in the main board. And I don't have any Spreading Seas main board. I feel a little naked without Spreading Seas in general, but I do think I want it in the 75. But some people have just cut it outright, which is fine. I could see that. And no Harbingers in this build. But yeah, okay. I think since I 5 with this one, we're gonna go with that, and then let's check out our game here. This is the first match. I think it was against Hammer Time. I don't recall. But yeah, here you go. We won the die roll, so we're going first. We went first. And this is a really good hand. Like you don't throw this hand back at like for any reason really, obviously. Because you see turn one vial, you got all your you got your curve basically. If they're playing like a if they're playing like a blue deck, you could just put this Tide Shaper in. But yeah, I think let's see what we do here. So yeah, I play Silver Gill, which makes sense. I think I only really get punished by Spell Snare, but I don't think they're playing Spell Snare anymore. I think that was just a weird Gabriel Nassif thing that was going on for a few weeks. And he discards an Archmage's Charm and bobbles, I think himself, me. So he knows about this. See, it's hard to keep track of what they know about because you just kind of put the card upside down in your hand. But yeah, here I decide to just start getting in there. I think I'm the aggro here. I want to really take advantage of my opponent. But yeah, here they try to Unholy Heat, and I just decide to go ahead and I just decide instead of since I'm probably not going to swing with the Lord anyway. Okay, so here the logic is why pitch a Lord to save a Lord? Like, I'm probably not going to swing with this Lord anyway unless I draw another Lord. But I think I'd rather just be able to fold the Force next turn and play the Lord off the Vial this turn. So that's what I ended up doing. So here I get to... They have like 4 cards in their hand too, which is a little scary, but it's fine. But yeah, here I go ahead and decide, they're tapped out, just swing for 6. I think I'm the aggressor in this spot, because they have a lot of cards in hand, so I think I just want to get them dead as because I can possibly can. And here they have another lightning bolt, and this time I decide to protect my lord with the force of negation. And force of negation is not good in this matchup, so it's and this is probably very likely going to get counterspelled, so we'll see what happens here. It does resolve though, so which is good. Good for me. And then they decide to scoop it up with 4 cards in hand. I can't even imagine. Like, they must have had like a bunch of expressive iterations in their hand or something like that, or Murktides or something like that. Probably that. There's game 2. Yeah, this hand is weird. I don't know why. I don't know if I'd keep this hand against Murktide. It's a little too slow, and because you generally want to keep hands that can interact with the Ragavan on turn 1, and I think you'll see that I get punished by that, and my opponent just goes for turn 1 Ragavan here. Yeah, I think you just I think this hand's a little too slow on the draw. I think I'd keep it on the play, but not on the draw. Not sure why I kept this one, honestly. Yeah, because you're not doing anything on turn 1, and this build has a lot of 1-drops. So, what did I actually board? I must have boarded. So I boarded out all my forces, obviously, and I boarded out all the tight shapers. I thought I'd bring in Spell Sprite to see how it was. But yeah, I don't know why is this in the board? I should have brought this in. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, whatever, it's fine. I might have realized the error of my ways in my next game. Yeah, so here I go. I want to try and Trickster it. Use my mana a little more efficiently, because next turn I can go Silver Gale into Svelun into Dismember. So yeah, I try to Trickster it on the upkeep, but I think they counterspell it, if I remember right. Yes, they elevate Archmage's Charm, so... Which is actually technically better for me, because they got rid of the treasure, but... Yeah. This isn't a good spot, because they keep hitting me with Ragavan. And here they go ahead and play my Dockhand, which is kind of annoying. Because they're ahead on both mana, and they get to tap on one of my lands. It's my creature, so it kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know why I kept this hand. I probably shouldn't have kept this hand. Here they reveal Silver Gale. And I tried to play Dockhand to see if I can block this Ragavan finally. I think if you're spending 2 burn spells here, I think I'm in a decent spot, because I can... if they spend 2 burn spells here, that means they're not hitting the burn spells at my lord. So next turn I can go... land into Dismember the Ragavan into Svelun. So we'll see what how that goes. I think this is my best play. But it also sucks that they have Dockhand, so they can also tap down one of my lands, so... But I think this is still a fine line. And they opt to not attack, so that's good for me. And here they decide to tap down one of my islands, and here I think I'm going to go ahead and Dismember in response. So not too punishing. And I think this is a pretty fine time to attack with the Silver Gale. I think I'm supposed to go Svelun here. I don't remember if I did or not. I think I did. And here they block with Ragavan, surprisingly enough. So Svelun won't actually have Indestructible. But I'm still fine with this. Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, here's a subtlety. This kind of sucks, actually. But it's not the end of the world, because all they have in hand is a Dockhand. I think the only way this goes bad is they go Murktide on next turn, which they do, if I remember right. But fortunately, I do have a... I don't remember what I do here. I think I just let it go, yeah. And I just play the... It does suck that I have to take damage every turn for this, but that's fine. Here I just attack for 1. I don't think I'm not doing anything else with this Dockhand. Might as well get the island walk in, so... Yeah, and here I really need a land, so I can both play Otawara and hold up the Lord. And that's fine. I think here I ended up just letting it go. And just attacking with both. Yeah, here's where I just go. He just goes Murktide, and I just tap it. Here you just double bolt, and I just die. It just happens sometimes. Like, whatever. So yeah. Alright, game 3. See how this goes. Well, we know how this goes. But yeah, this is a fine hand. It interacts with Regavan, and it has all the lands to cast this Feloon, and all I need to do is draw, like, creatures off the top, and I'm pretty good. Pretty set. No Regavan, so that's interesting. Here I think is a good opportunity. It's a really good top deck Silvergale, so I decide to. This time I boarded back the. I think I boarded the. Yeah, so this time I no, I didn't board the Borrower in. That's crazy. Why do I not do that? I think in the next match I do that. So, but yeah, here Silvergale's a good draw, but yeah, I do draw a land, which is not really ideal, but we can work with it. I think here they go Shredder. And I think I find most of my games where I go Dismember to Shredder are usually games I win. So I'm pretty happy to Dismember to Shredder because these Shredders do tend to get out of hand when they have a lot of removal, because then it's just hard for us to enter. It has a big butt also, so and getting the connives every turn just makes their draws so much better, and it gives them a lot of filtering. So. And I've played on that side of the table before, so yeah, I know, like, you just once you get the connives going, it's really difficult to stop Murktide, because it not only fuels the graveyard, it also keeps them going. Here I do draw a little again. I keep drawing. I'm drawing pretty poorly, but I think it's fine. We're still in a decent spot. So here I think I just played the Vial, so that I could put this Vial back to 2 to get, our normal number of creature is, our normal CMC of creature is 2. So I play this. Obviously, it makes sense to play a Vial. No reason not to. But we also want to take this Vial up so we don't expose this Feloon to counter spells. But yeah, I think it's more important to take a turn off on this Feloon. And here they go Dash Monkey, which is a little bold. It's pretty bold because I just have this Aether Vial, and they're just letting them. They're just kind of exposing it, which is fine. They must be kind of desperate for mana or something, because if they're doing a play like this, because they have 6 cards in hand, that's crazy that they're doing a play like this. They must not have Expressive if they're doing a play like this. Yeah, so here I drew Regavan. I mean, I drew Regavan. I did just remember for possible Regavan. I am so happy about this, by the way. This is great for me. I'm ecstatic that this is happening. Here I think they play Murktide, which I'm fine with, because here I can play this Feloon and then bounce the Murktide. So this Murktide's not even a problem. And you can tell that they value. They didn't care about the Murktide. I mean, they didn't care about having a Shredder because they've literally been one. So because they had a Murktide. So yeah, here I go Feloon, and then I go Otawara and bounce the. Otawara was such a good addition to Merfolk. It's insane. This is such a tempo swing, right? Yeah, so here I'm pretty fine with. I don't know what's going on over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just drawing cards, living my best life. Of course, I decided to crack now. I don't really want to play the Lord anyway, so even if I drew one, so I think I'm fine with this. Yeah, so now I go ahead and expose my Lord. And I want to leave I leave back the Trickster. I'm not like of course I can play it and then put him on a 2-turn clock, but I think this is fine what we're at, because I wanna leave it in for a surprise if they Unholy Heat this. So no reason to rush it. Yeah, so here I just draw Relic, which is fine. I can start eating in the graveyard. I draw 2 cards here. I think I should have, I think I don't have a problem with the Murktide here, so maybe I should have, I should have considered exiling the whole graveyard at this point. Maybe I do that, like in response to something. Yeah, so I think I do. I think I popped the Relic in response. Wow, I don't. I'm surprised I didn't. Um, but either way, I was winning anyway if they cast the Murktide at that point. But yeah, I think they were a little bit hurting on mana here. They were looking for the second red mana. They couldn't play a lot of red spells in a row. So yeah, that was the game. That was round 1. Next round is against this guy. Yeah, so this looks like. So here's a main deck Chalice. This game was a little weird if I remember right. Yeah, so when they showed me Yorion, I was a little freaking out. I was like, oh no, it's elementals. You don't ever want to play against elementals. But I thought it might have been that weird hammer variant of elementals. So I decided, in case it was, I would play the Chalice of the Void. That would just shut off the hammers because Esper Sentinel is a card that they play. I don't know why. That variant is very weird. So I decided, yeah, it would be on the off chance that it's the Chalice variant. I decided to go ahead. Not the Chalice variant, the Hammer variant of 4-color. I decided I'd Chalice them. And so far, I'm not exactly wrong because although they played Sunbaked Canyon, so that usually indicates that. Okay, yeah, Lion Sash here indicates that they're definitely not on that. So yeah, I think if I remember right, I drew pretty atrocious this game, like as a whole. And here I'm think I'm gonna draw. Yeah. Here they show me Urza Saga, which sucks because I can't cast Tide Shaper to blow this up, and I don't have Spreading Seas in my main deck, so I can't actually blow up this Urza Saga. Yeah, so here I just go get in with the Svelune, and they block with Esper Sentinel. I'm not sure why. That doesn't seem like a great block, but it's fine. Here they cycle Timeless Dragon, which is, whatever. Yeah, I'm not blocking that. That's fine. And here I'm trying to draw some actual action, but I've only drawing cards that are pretty bad against them. Like I'm drawing Force of Negation and Chalices, and I drew Vial after the Chalice was cast, so this is one of those matchups where the main deck Chalice is not very good. But yeah, here I just blow up the Urza Saga here. Makes sense. I just still don't have Island Walk though, so that's something to keep in mind. Here I think they board, yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice, which really sucks for me. And I, like an idiot, I put it, I cast the Vial into a Chalice, which is fine. And I put the Chalice on 0. I don't know what. I figured it wasn't very good on 1, and I figured maybe on 0 it could, maybe in a weird off chance they play Urza's Bubble or Mishra's Bubble. So yeah, let's see what goes on here. Yep. So it still isn't looking very good, but we have something going on here. And of course I drew another, this was another misplay. I actually should have technically, I technically should have just tapped the 2 islands and then, because like what is Cavern actually doing here, right? So like if on the chance that I draw a Tide Shaper, I should have just tapped these and then so I could kick a Tide Shaper, and then this is like a perfect target for a Seize effect. So there's no reason to do what I did there, but that's fine. I think I'm gonna lose this Lion Sash anyway because it's just not looking good because they just remove I'm pretty much, they put me in the abyss every turn at this point, and of course that doesn't really matter, but and you can see the Island Walk potentially mattering, but not really at the same time. Because I didn't actually draw a Lord, so this probably wasn't going to be a game that I win anyway. So yeah, the Lion Sash and the Sword of Fire and Ice got a little out of hand there, so. Yeah, so here I just, no reason not to keep. Seems decent. Esper Sentinel's a little annoying with the Dismember, though. And I'm fine with just taking the one here. I don't think this Esper Sentinel's going to matter. And here's a Thalia, which is fine. I think I did end up subtletying it, so I think I pitched, if I remember right, I pitched Silvergill actually. Yeah, I did. I think Silvergill is better because we want to muscle them out at the end of the day, so I think pitching Silvergill is a fine line here, so I go ahead and slow down that Thalia. Might as well, I think we're at a rate, we're definitely on the racing plan at this point, so yeah, here it comes Skyclave, which is a little annoying, but we can kill with a Dismember. We let them draw, which is also annoying, but that's fine also. They do draw a card there, but I do get a 2/2 illusion token, which is fine. And with the way the mana worked out, I have to play the Mutavault, and I have to attack with the Mutavault, so that's fine though. I think this is a pretty good spot. I still don't know why I don't know why they block there, but that's fine. Maybe they have another, yeah, they have another Skyclave here, which is also fine. Like that doesn't really matter. Yeah, here I got really lucky and I drew the Tide Shaper so I can get the Island Walk. I do still attack with my illusion. Like what's there to lose? Yeah, like and he traded here. That's a really good trade for me because it just gives me another illusion. Like I didn't lose, I lost nothing in that exchange, and then he scooped it up. So yeah, that was pretty good. All right, game 3. Yeah, this seemed like a reasonable keep. I went ahead and kept it. It has a vial in it, so yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of a Vilemere here. Thalia is a bit annoying because I can't cast my Dismember now, and so with Esper Sentinel, but that's okay. I drew and I drew a land quite on time, luckily for me, and I have something to bring in with the Aether Vial. There they go, Charming Prince, which is interesting, and they only have 2 cards in hand now, so not a ton going on over there. And they go March. They go ahead and March my Vial, which a little annoying, but it's fine. I go Silvergill Adept, hope to draw down a land, and I do. So, and I decide to go tap down the plains. I decided it's probably better to tax their mana than swinging for 1. So, but yeah, I just get taken 2. I'm not in a bad spot or anything because it's just the only thing threatening on their table is Thalia. It's just a 2 mana, 2 power creature, so I can just kind of chill here and keep taxing their mana, just hoping they don't have Solitude. So, and at this point, I can start attacking with my Dockhand because I played my Tide Shaper. So now since I have double Island Walk, so now I can kind of get in there. And he has 1 card in hand, so I don't have to worry about Solitude. So now I can start racing with the Island Walk. Now we're both at 12, and he decides to scoop it up from there. He didn't have anything. I guess he was hoping to draw a Solitude because he put this to 5, so yeah. Alright, round 3. This is apparently against a streamer, I've been told. But yeah, you see. So I had a pretty, Merfolk hand, like, this is generically fine. So, unfortunately nothing on turn 1, but that's fine. It's as it goes sometimes when you play Merfolk. And here I saw Sacred Foundry, which is strange. It was very strange to me. And here they go Thalia, which, again, that's where the alarm bells was like, yeah, this is distant taxes, and I drew Silvergill, which is nice, but yeah. There's a Ranger Captain of Eos. They got Giant Killer from this. That doesn't really matter. if I remember, Giant Killer says, what does Giant Killer say? It says, yeah, with power 4 or greater. So I kind of kept this in mind when I was making my plays. I didn't want them to be able to just use Chop Down at any point, so I was kind of keeping that in mind. So it's power 4 or greater, so they could kill Silvergill if there was 2 lords. So I think that's how I played it. Let me see though. Yeah, so I definitely attacked like this. I think I was fine with them chopping down my Silvergill. I mean, that's fine. And here they ate my master. Yeah, and here this doesn't matter. I mean, of course I have Island Walk here, so I actually did play around it, right? Yeah, I did, because they go. I played around Chop Down here. Not that it really matters, but I didn't play another Lord, and it's also probably better to play the Trickster and start getting the race on. And yeah, of course here they go Prismatic Ending, which sucks, but that's fine. Oh no, I forced. What am I doing? Yeah, of course I forced. What did I pitch? Let's see what I pitched. I pitched the other Force, because Force was probably not getting any better. And yeah, it actually did force me to tap my mana here, so I couldn't actually play the Trickster. But I thought it was better in a racing situation. Yeah, that's right, I remember. I remember thinking about this. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this Lord's going to end up being better in a racing situation, and this other Force is not getting better. I can take the damage here. Like, this is only 5 on board. And he actually ended up playing the Giant Killer, which is fine. And I'll take this. Like, that's fine. Whatever. It does suck that I have to take all of his damage from the lands, but it's fine. And I decided, it makes more sense to if they're showing me blue, so I of course I don't think they have like main deck counter spells or something, but it makes more sense to not tap the cavern and play the cavern on their turn when they have mana up, possibly. So yeah. And they concede here. Game 2. And here's where things got a little hairy. Yeah, so this is a fine enough hand. We keep this, and unfortunately we have to use it on a this dismember on a giver, and not the Stoneforged. Yeah, and I ponder here. I remember pondering for a moment, but like this dismember is not getting any better. I'm gonna want to use my mana every turn, so I think I just go ahead and dismember to give her in case a block or something comes up and down the line. So I play Silvergill. I draw Silvergill a lot on turn 2, which is great. And here, unfortunately, they have Extraction Specialist, which that's a beating. It made the dismember really bad. So it has lifelink also, which also really sucks. And here I decided to play the I played the Waterlog off of the Svelune, because I didn't want to play the Mutavault, because I wanted to potentially play the Double Lord next turn if I draw an island, or there is a possibility I play the Otawara, but yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking there. It's possible that's wrong, but I think this is... And maybe I should have attacked. It's possible I should have attacked there, but I think it's fine if I didn't. Wait, no. No, that doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. No, it does make sense. It's possible I attack there. And here they got Voyager Staff, so I didn't read this thing properly. Apparently this can exile any creature, so you'll see where that comes up later in a minute here. So they do Prismatic Ending, which sucks a lot. Also helps that they gave me Island Walk for free. So here I drew the cavern, so I am able to double Lord here. So I do so. And the race is on, which it's not necessarily favoring me because he has lifelink. And I think he got... What did he get here? I think he did get Batterskull, so it does suck that he has 7 lifelink to my, in comparison, somewhat piddly creatures, but yeah. So I decided to swing with everyone. And here's where the mistakes happen. I probably shouldn't have taken this, but you'll see. They do make me gain some life here with the Solitude here. Yeah, so here I decide to block with the Mutavault. And Voyager Staff here says that It exiles any creature until end of turn. And yes, that means my lord. So I block the Extraction Specialist thinking I'm fine to do that. But in reality, they trade. And I lose my guy for nothing. Not necessarily nothing, but still. Yeah, here's Lavinia. So I'm actually still fine. I just have to... I'm technically still fine, because I can just play Svelune. Well, I have Otawara, right? So he only has 5, 7... Okay, well, what was I thinking then? No, he had... Yeah, if he realized he had 7 power, I was fine. Like, I do have this up, but... Like, he does have 7 power, but, like, yeah, I don't know. Not sure what I was thinking there, but... Either way, I needed to get rid of the Batterskull, and this was tapped, so... I think that was probably the best line anyway. We're dead here, right? So they just need to show it to us, and they got Caldra, and they showed it to us. So yeah, very dead, naturally. Yeah, naturally very dead. Yes. All right, here's game 3. This is again solid hand. We don't complain about these hands. And they prismatic ending makes it's mana efficient. Seems fine. Here here I go. I draw Silvergill again. Draw Silvergill every time. Why not? They go Meddling Mage, and they name Lord of Atlantis, which is super annoying. But luckily, I have a Brazen Borrower. So I decide to attack into this Meddling Mage. I don't think they might. I think they care. And I drew Aether Vial here, so another fine way to use some mana. So yeah, I have Brazen Borrower here, and they don't really do anything. They play the sword, and I'm really happy that they played the sword because it does not matter. You know, I was actually I was willing to take this damage, and saw what they did, but they played it on first main phase, which I'm perfectly fine with that. So I won't even take the damage here, because they've already tapped out. So here I just get the beats on with the Lord, and we have a subtlety backup. I don't think I was willing to subtlety the Meddling Mage, but yeah, I just let it go. And it makes sense to put it on Brazen Borrower. And he gave me free Island Walk here, so I was fine with just letting this happen. Like, that's sure. And I decided, let's get our beats on with the race. And I didn't draw anything off the Waterlog. I was trying to draw a blue card in case they had something else. But yeah, I just go ahead and get the beats on. And they're not in a good spot. They probably have to block in a block situation, or if they're in like a situation where they have to. It's possible I could have left this guy up to tap down a land, but I think I like putting them to 3. It makes every creature lethal, so I like putting them to 3 here. And yeah, here they just. They hit me. I think they're desperate. Obviously, they're desperate. They try to hit the Lord. It doesn't die, and he just scoops it up. So, yeah. Round 4. I don't remember what this is against, actually. Yeah, so here I play a Chalice. Or I play Aether Vial. I see Scalding Tarn, so it makes me want to Chalice them. So I ended up doing that. And they bolt me in response, and so it probably means Murktide, and it probably means this is really good against them. So we're happy in every possible way. This hand is very good against Murktide. So I have 2 Svelunds here, so I decide I'm fine with running out 1, and they do counterspell it. Obviously, makes sense. I was gonna play the other one into a thing anyway, and well, he goes ahead and tries to steal my thing on the main phase, which I don't know why I did that, but that's fine. I decide, obviously, you got a Silver Gale in response. And here I have another chance to play a Svaeloon, so I do so. And yeah, they scoop it up. They can't beat a Chalice and a Svaeloon and a Silver Gale. So, great. Alright, game 2. So these are the kind of like matchups you want to see with main deck Chalice, but of course it's not effective against everyone. Against those two Deck and Taxes players, not so much. But yeah. And this is a solid hand. It blocks Ragavan, so I think, reasonable keep. Like, it's kind of sad that this card is so, like, oppressive that you have to, like, consider your opening hands for them. But this card is really that oppressive. It's just like, you really do have to consider your opening hand, and pretty much anything that keeps or blocks a Ragavan is probably, like, a keep. Like, on turn 1, I mean, if it doesn't block a Ragavan, it better have a Vial, you know what I mean? So, that's kind of what you have to keep against Murktide. It sucks, and you'll see that, he gets to burn my guy and get in there. Just Ragavan on the plaything kind of things, right? So here I just go ahead and, again, I try to block the Ragavan. I don't mind trading Lord for it, but he kills that too. And he goes Expressive, so he's very far ahead here. And thankfully no Murktide, so that's good. And here I go Svaeloon, uncounterable Svaeloon. And they Otawara it, so it just the Ragavan just keeps the Ragavan Pain Train keeps coming here. Very crazy how oppressive Ragavan can be, and this I think this match kind of shows it. But yeah, here I just go. I decide to run back the Svaeloon. I think there's merit to blocking with the Aurora, but I need to start getting on the board too. So there is definitely merit to holding up Borrower and the Mutavault. So I think at this point I definitely need to get on the board. So, and they're in a type of situation where they want to draw cards. So I wonder what they're it's like what they're looking for. They're probably looking for a Holy Heat. Like it's if they're doing plays like this, right? So thankfully they do not find it, and they don't attack. So, finally, they've been slowed down enough to where I can actually start attacking. I don't remember what I do here exactly. Here's another Dragon Rage Channeler. Yeah, I think this is where I start, like... I think I want to start trying to eat the Dragon Rage Channeler. I think I misplayed here, too. Yeah, you'll see. I misplayed. This is one of those weird Moto quirks, and... it only happens on Moto, you'll see. Yeah, so I play the Trickster. And what I want to do is I want to block with my Mutavault. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so here's I want to block with my Mutavault, and I want to Borrower one of the creatures. But I ended up tapping the wrong Mutavault. No, okay, never mind. I just misplayed. I blocked with the wrong Mutavault. I blocked the wrong creature. I should have blocked the Channeler and ate it. It's more favorable for me on the race if I do that, but that's okay. And another Ragavan anyway. Ragavan is always going to be problematic, apparently. Yeah, so here I go Island Walk, as I do. They have another Dragon Rage Channeler. Yeah, so here I definitely go Otawara Vat. And the reason I go Otawara is so it's because it's uncounterable. Like it's instead of Borrower because it's uncounterable, and I would only be taking 8 and not 9. And because I don't think I'm beating Bolt, there at this point, there is no universe where I'm beating Bolt. So I just decided to go Otawara-vis. Because if you have Bolt, I'm dead anyway. So I'm fine with taking that. Unfortunately, that hits a Mutavault, and we're fine. And I have lethal on the crackback. Yep, and they conceded. Here's the last round. I believe this was against Hammer, if I'm right. I don't remember exactly, actually. No, this was Prison, right? This was actually the first round. I showed this all to you in a weird order, so yeah. This was actually round 1. Yeah, so here instead of running out my Side Shaper, I decided to just leave up the Trickster. I mean, this is like Death of the Bugbear pass usually indicates Bolt to me, so I just decided to. I have the luxury, so I just leave up the Trickster. And here they go Chalice for 1. I'm very happy about that because that does not matter in the slightest, but it also means that the Tide Shaper. You know what? I probably should have. I don't remember what I did here. I think what I did was I played the Trickster and then I played the Sphaloon. But I have this Cavern in my hand, so it's very. And because they play Scavenger Ground, I probably should have. When I know it's a little less mana efficient, I probably should have went Cavern, and then Tide Shaped this. But yeah, that's what I ended up doing. So I go Trickster here, and then here I went Tide Shaper. Like this 1/1 doesn't matter so much. Like it's probably better to play Cavern and then play Tide Shaper because this definitely means I could just cut him off the colors, right? So, but I'm able to play a Sphaloon that has Indestructible, so that's good enough for me. And with Force backup, so that's good enough for me, I suppose. It was probably also good enough to win this game. So, fortunately for them, they had another mountain. So, and they go Blood Moon, and I am not countering that because I don't care. I have this vial, and I have these forces, and I don't care, right? So, like this doesn't do anything to me. And to add insult to injury, now I have back-to-back forces because of the island that I drew. And I drew that, so I think I put that in just to put it on a 2-turn clock. Yeah, so I pretty much say good luck to my opponent, and they die. Yeah, so here I see Desperate Ritual, and it makes me want to counter it because then they'd only have 2 mana left, and I can't imagine what crazy thing they would do for 2 mana, so I just kind of counter this in case they play like I don't know weird Chandra or something like the 6 mana Chandra or something like that. So the one that's uncounterable, and here they evoke a subtlety or evoke a fury. So it turns out I was in the right to make that play because if that resolved, they would have been fury. They would have been able to play fury without the mana they had, but at the same time, they wouldn't have been able to pay for ward. So I don't know. Either way, they have to pay for ward. They go 2/2, which is fine, and they don't have a fury left, so which is also fine. Yeah, so I just go attack because this Dock Hand's not doing anything, and I decide, you know what, let's make my creature indestructible. Put you to 1. And, yeah. They really did try, like, they were, like, they had a pretty good hand, but I just wasn't good enough to, it wasn't a good hand against Merfolk, I would say. And I had 2 forces, so that also helps. So yeah, here I force and they concede, so, good. So yeah, this seems like a pretty standard hand. I'll keep it. No big deal. And they go Spikefield Hazard, which I'm very, very thrilled about. Well, I wouldn't say I'm thrilled about it, but like, like it's not doing my Silver Gill, right? Not going to my Silver Gill. So I'm pretty thrilled about it. You could say. And they go Stomp here, which is fine. Stomp is a pretty brutal card against Merfolk, though. It's hard to bounce this creature, and yeah, it's just difficult to deal with Stomp. And surprisingly, they just go for an attack here, which is crazy aggressive to me. And I guess they're winning the race, but yeah, I don't know what's going through their mind. Yeah, here I drew Lord, unfortunately, in the reverse order, but it's fine. But now, because now I get to make Svelun indestructible at instant speed. And they go Ritual again, and here's this time I didn't counter it. I could have maybe countered it, but I think I was fine if they played a Fury because I could Trickster it. But yeah, it's very possible I could have. I mean, Fury didn't matter because yeah, Fury wouldn't have been able to kill anything because of the ward and the Island Walk. So I think we were fine both ways. So yeah, here they go Karn. And they left with a mana. So I decided, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and counter that. And I pitched Trickster. I maybe could have pitched the Borrower. No, I purposely left the Borrower in my hand because, yeah, I purposefully left the Borrower in my hand. And here I misplayed. What I actually could have done is I could have untapped my Svelun and blocked this Bone Crusher Giant. Like, I have this Minamo here, and this is like the exact perfect time to do something like that, but I just misplayed it. I forgot about it until I remember thinking to myself, like, God damn it, like, after you know, the blocks phases was past, I thought about it. I was like, oh no, I have this. I could have done this, but it's fine. These things happen, so I should have done that though, like for sure. That's fine. And here I just attack. And I have the Svelun indestructible again, which I'm pretty happy about. Here's another ensnaring bridge. And here you know, most people would be like, "Oh, no." But I was smart and I saved my Borrower. So and I did draw the Silvergill here. So now I'm basically trying to set up a board state where I can kill I can kill my opponent and through a bridge. So yeah. Here they go Karn, I believe. Yes, they go Karn. I do let it resolve because the card I actually care about here is already here. And I have lethal on the board. Like, they can't play another bridge, and I already have lethal on the board if I Trickster down this Bone Crusher Giant. So I just let it go. I was like, you know what, that's fine. What can Karn possibly get? Like, I think I don't know what Karn could get. So they go Defense Grid, which I don't care, and they left themselves even more dead here. Because I already have, what, 12 here if I play the Trickster, so it's like 4, 6, 9, yeah, it'd be 12. So they've already left themselves way more dead here. I'm like, yeah, Defense Grid, what the hell is Defense Grid gonna do? So here I just kind of go Merfolk Trickster, tap down your Bone Crusher Giant, and now I can kill you through this bridge, which I do. Yeah, so I just go Brazen Borrower, attack for lethal. And that's a 5-0. Well, technically this was 1-0, but you know what I mean. I think the last match was that Murktide match, but yeah. That was so yeah, that was a pretty good league. Play against 2 Death and Taxes players and 2 Murktide players, so kind of weird league too at the same time, but yeah. Interesting league though. It was a fun league. But yeah, it is tough to do well with Merfolk, but I'm pretty much grateful for every 5-0 I get. So yeah, because it's tough to do well with Merfolk. But yeah, that was the league. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you like this type of content, and I'll see you in the future.